921. On graph paper, plot triangle ABC if A is -1, -1. So let me just scroll up a little bit here. So A is -1, -1, so that's here. And then B is 1, 9, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is B. And then C is 7, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is C. Okay, so this is our alright. So now it says, what is the midpoint of AB? Okay, and label it point D. Okay, so if we look for the midpoint of A, we're going to take -1 plus 1 and divide it by 2. And then the y value is going to be -1 plus 9 divided by 2. So the midpoint, right, we're just taking the average, so -1 plus 1 is 0. So this is going to be 0. And then -1 plus 9 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So at 0, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, that's the midpoint. And label that point D. Alright, so then it says, what is the midpoint of BC? Okay, so now when we label the midpoint of BC, we've got 1 plus 7 divided by 2, and then 9 plus 5 divided by 2. So 1 plus 7 is 8, that's 4, and then 9 plus 5 is 14 divided by 2, which is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so it says label that point E. Okay, so then it says, what is the length of mid-segment DE? And use it to predict the length of AC. Alright, so this length right here is, we can do this a couple different ways. We can use the distance formula. We can also use the Pythagorean theorem, which is my favorite. So we can see that we have a right triangle right here. And so if you find this length, which is 1, 2, 3, and this length, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, well, it's a 3, 4, 5. This length has to be 5, right? Because if we do the Pythagorean theorem, 5 squared. Okay, so I don't even have to do any work. And so then I know that segment DE is equal to 5. And if DE is 5, then I know that segment AC has to be 10, because it's going to be twice. This is the mid-segment. DE is the mid-segment, and it has to be half of AC, so AC would be 10. So now it says, what is the length of AC, and compare it to your prediction. Well, again, you could use the Pythagorean theorem, but I just like to make a right triangle. It's easier. And so this distance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this distance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6. So we have 8 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. 64 plus 36 equals c squared, and so that's going to be 100 equals c squared. Take the square root, and so we get c is 10, which is what we predicted.